evening. Good evening. Welcome back to Roslyn Court. My name's Morag Butler, and this evening we have Anna Massie. Yay! And before that, I need to tell you about the Raffle. You're all in the Raffle. People, you know. Oh, you all know about the Raffle. If you donate during the programme, or if you join in the chat at home, you will be put in the Raffle, okay, during this programme. Right. Now, before that, I'm going to sing you a song. This is a song that I learned on the course that, well, the retreat that I went on in Scotland. And I have to tell you, it's a very intensely Scottish song, which is lovely in Scotland. And I'm sure Anna would sing it absolutely beautifully, but I'm afraid I cannot sing the words, nicht rund the yeah, I can't. Yeah. Nicht rund the Engels, so can't you? I can't do it. I'm sorry. It just doesn't sound authentic, does it? No, but it sounded awful, didn't it? So I have to say I've anglicised it a bit, and I'm sorry for that. For all you people who feel culturally appropriated, I do apologise for that. But it's got a banger of a chorus. Yeah. So do join in. Yeah. When winter winds howl and the sea rising high, our bold men so brave all dangers defy. Their last hope on board, they head for the shore. Their life cargo landed is soon at our door. Callaroo, 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 from the forth, Callaroo, Callaroo. At night round the ingle, so happy are we, the oyster that springs a treat from the sea. With music and song, the hours pass us by, as we hear in the distance the Creole lassies cry. Callaroo, 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 from the forth, Callaroo, Callaroo. So here's to the boatman at home and away, at church and at fair, at work every day, and well be their days so gainful and fair. Their voice in the evening is music to hear. Callaroo, 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 from the forth, Callaroo, 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 Callaroo. slightly embarrassing playing the guitar before Anna Massie comes on. But let's welcome her onto the stage, please. Anna Massie! Hooray!
Hello, hello. Well, you're all in fine voice already. That's excellent news. This is my first gig ever in Margate. Isn't it a lovely place? I came... Right, okay. You're all from here. You should be more enthusiastic. There's people watching this on the internet going, I'm going to go there. I came from South Wales this morning. Tell you what, you guys are far away from there. That's a distance. I'm delighted to be here at Rosslyn Court. And earlier when I arrived, I was chatting to Sue. She's a piper. Go on the pipes. I think that was specially laid on to make me feel at home, and it worked. So I'm going to start off with two of my very favourite tunes ever, which happen to be pipe tunes. Go on, Sue, on the pipes. The first tune is a very popular Scottish bagpipe march called The Battle of Waterloo. And I don't know what business we thought we had writing a tune about that for the pipes, but I found myself in Belgium a fortnight ago playing this and having even less to say about it there. So. And the second tune is, I think, my favourite tune ever. It's a jig called Out on the Ocean. And the thing is about this, Scotland and Ireland both claim it. I have a sneaking suspicion it might be Irish, you know. But I'm going to play it in A major. They play it in G, and A is way more Scottish. So it's definitely ours tonight. So... Thank you very much. Right, a number that you're all going to join in with now, yes? Yes, excellent. This is a song I wrote about 5 years ago now, which has really flown by, but it's a song from lockdown, and I am from a little village called Fortrose, just outside Inverness in the Highlands, and I've been in Glasgow temporarily now for 23 years, but the north is very much still home, and when this kind of talk about this lockdown thing was starting in March of 2020, I thought, here, 3 weeks in the flat in Glasgow by myself, I'll go mad. I better just go home to visit my parents instead. And so the 3 weeks, of course, turned into 3 months. Some of you might have been in similar situations yourselves. And I had a lovely time. I'm very fortunate that I come from a really lovely place, and I quite like my parents. They're very good fun, and there was a lovely thing about having time as an adult at home when everybody was well. We weren't in any sort of immediate danger. You know, quite often you end up, somebody as an adult, when you end up home with your parents, maybe one or both of you are in some sort of health condition or financial straits or something. I felt very fortunate that I had a place that I could go with lovely people, and we were all fine, and we had a lovely garden, and we live right by the beach. It's very similar to here. But yeah, I went home for those 3 weeks, and musicians were really hit very hard in the lockdown because there was no way of showing off. There were no gigs, and how were we supposed to show off? We had to show off on the internet, so it's quite nice to be on the internet tonight showing off. But, I didn't play loads of music during lockdown, but what I did was a daily vlog. I sort of did this little, between 3 and 5 minutes of film every day. I called myself the Black Isle Correspondent, and it was just kind of a daily video of what was happening in Fortrose, which was, to be frank, not much. Kind of the same as everywhere else, but I had this fantastic group of my parents and their 2 Labradors, Sunny and McPhail, and really the dogs were the big hit. They were why people were really watching. But my mum was on the quest for the perfect pancake recipe, like a Scotch pancake, drop scone. My dad would occasionally play a wee bit of music. He would sing a song. In the first week of lockdown, he started painting the garden fence, and he ran out of Ronseal. And then we didn't see him till August. He was in the line for B&Q at the Longman Industrial Estate in Inverness for the rest of the summer. But sometimes I would take the dogs on walks and do little bits of local history. Thomas Telford, the engineer that designed the Caledonian Canal, designed quite a few of the harbours around the Black Isle, which I didn't know until lockdown. Mum and I cleaned out the gutters, wearing a hard hat and a sou'wester, respectively. I somehow managed to make a three-piece trilogy of hosing out our wheelie bins. Like the first 2 were quite quick succession, and then I made everybody wait till September for the brown bin from the garden. But anyway, in one episode, I happened to mention that I like sending and receiving postcards and letters, because, well, who doesn't? But a nice thing about my job is that I go away a lot and I get to send a lot of postcards. So I mentioned this in one episode, and then mail started arriving at the house, just addressed to Anna Massie, the Black Isle Correspondent, Fortrose. And this is the beauty of life in a village. Sheila, the postie, knew exactly what was happening and knew where to send put the mail. And somebody, when we got to our 100th episode, because we did 106 consecutive days, when we got to the 100th, we had a tea party in the garden with my nana's silver wedding china. Somebody sent a 100th birthday card. It was so sweet. People sent paintings and pictures that they had drawn. One lady, it was a very hot summer, if you remember, one woman knitted me a pair of socks. That must have been some job for her. I think a friend sent cake in the post. The true sort of, the real testament to Sheila the postie's character is that the bottle of clearly marked Harris gin made it to me. That could have very easily gone missing, but Sheila made sure that got to me as well. So I wrote this song to say thanks for writing to everybody who was in touch. And your bit in the chorus goes, thanks for writing, I got your note, the one you wrote to say hello. Thanks for writing. And if you want to sound like a proper Black Isler, it's not writing, it's writing with an E-E-N for your present participle. Be my pen pal, write to me. We'll both get something from the postie, much better than a bill. Thanks for writing. I got your note, the one you wrote to say hello. Thanks for writing. First name, surname, number, road, village, region, postcode, don't forget a stamp. Thanks for writing. I got your note, the one you wrote to say hello. Thanks for writing. A postcard's how I choose to say I miss your face. By the way, you owe me a pint. Thanks for writing. I got your note, the one you wrote to say hello. Thanks for writing. Things I like the most is getting letters in the post to the people of whom I'm most fond. I'd apply on Basildon Bond. That's the fancy paper with the watermark. It's expensive, it's a nice touch though. Thanks for writing. I got your note, the one you wrote to say hello. Thanks for writing. I got your note, the one you wrote to say hello. You're not alone. Thanks for writing. I got your note, the one you wrote to say hello. You're not alone, even though you're stuck at home. Thanks for writing. Lovely singing. I play in a band called Blazing Fiddles, and the band's been going for about 26 or 27 years now. I've been in for 17 years, and every October we host a fiddle and music camp just outside Inverness in a beautiful little village called Bewley. And I've been teaching the guitar class there for 17 years, and there are some guys in my class, it's mainly men in my class, there are some guys who've been there for almost every year, which is in one way lovely, and in another way just really makes me question my teaching abilities. Like, why are they still needing to come along? But it's a really lovely week. And I realised that fairly early on, I realised what was happening. I would ask everybody to introduce themselves at the start of the week, and the men would say, you know, their name and where they were from and what did they want to get out of the week. And a lot of them would sort of caveat all of this by saying, I mean, I'm mainly here because my wife's in the fiddle class. So it kind of quickly became apparent that I was just running the husband daycare. That's it. Like, come on, Pet, we'll go to Bewley and you can go off and play with Anna. That's kind of what was happening. So, but it's lovely. They're a great bunch of fellas. And this is a tune that I wrote for them, for my many husbands, for an anniversary a few years ago. And it's called the Lovett Bar. And the Lovett Hotel in the middle of Bewley was kind of the headquarters for Blazing in Bewley. And we were in the public bar there for a long time, which was great for the first hour of the day. But we have an hour, and then there's a coffee break, and then we'd have the second hour. But during the second hour, the bar would open. And the local worthies would come in for their half and their half, and they'd want the horse racing on the telly, which is very distracting for the husbands. And then we went to another place. There was 1 or 2 years where we were in the lounge bar of the Caledonian Hotel, the Cali, just down the street from the Lovett. And the hosts, Ian and Kath, there were wonderful, wonderful hoteliers. And they kind of let us have the lounge bar, which was kind of their lounge as well. And that was fine, apart from they had this sort of unstoppable, hellish cycle of the 2 pets that were in the room with us, one of which was an aggressive, foul-mouthed parrot, and the other of which was a jumpy, flatulent old Labrador. And the one would set the other one off, which would set the one off, which would, it was very distracting. So the Cali was a short-lived thing. And for the past few years, our classes have been taking place in the upstairs back room of Morrison's Ironmongers, which is one of these fantastic local ironmonger shops where they've got everything you could possibly need. There's all of the homewares down one side, everything you need for that drawer in the kitchen, like peelers that you don't know about. And I bought a cheese, one of those cheese peel things last year. They've got one side of the shop which is dedicated to equestrian stuff. All of the horsey stuff is in there. And then they've got like fencing, like fence post stuff, not epées and that. They've got things for fences and gardening and power tools and screws and nails and bolts and all of that stuff. It's brilliant. Again, very distracting for all of us. And the upstairs is outdoor clothing, which I just flipping love. So I've now got 4 pairs of jodhpurs and I've never been on a horse. So we're always looking for new premises. But in October last year, just as we were finishing the week, I had spotted they've got this lovely colourful candle collection. And I had gone over to buy some things for my dining table before I went back down to Glasgow. And the most upsetting thing was neither I, nor the woman serving me, nor the 3 people in the queue behind me realised what was happening as I bought 4 candles. The missed opportunity was infuriating. But anyway, this is the tune for my many husbands, the Love It Bar. Thank you.
Fabulous. Wow. Penguin Cafe Orchestra. Well, I love it. I love it. Love it. Okay. How many people in here know what a half and a half is?
Oh. Oh, yeah, a couple of
Yeah. Yeah. Well, yeah. There you go.
A half pint of lager and a half gill of whiskey.
There you go. And the other thing is, yeah, but we're not talking about Belgium. We're not talking about Belgium at the moment, thank God. Four Candles. That's Broadstairs, that is. That comes from.
Really?
Yeah. Yes, it's an ironmonger shop in Broadstairs, and there's now a pub that's called the Four Candles, which I believe it's the one that donates to the Raffle at Broadstairs Folk Week. A dinner at the Four Candles. It's a pie and a pint. Yeah. Yeah.
Good.
Well, there you go.
Small
Anyway, the reason I'm here, people at home, is to ask you if you could possibly donate, please, if you can, if you're in a position to donate. And Anna sung her song about writing. And what I thought was, if you could possibly send the equivalent of a Basildon Bond pad, which John will not know what I'm talking about at this point, is way over the top of his head, yeah. Then that would be, around about £5, I think it was, for the cheap version, wasn't
about
it?
27 quid these days.
Not that then. But they did have a watermark and matching envelopes, which was...
They still do. You still get it.
And you got a line, a sheet with lines on to put underneath so you could write. And a blotter. Yes, indeed. Yeah. Yes, I can see why the price is mounting up. Anyway, you can... if you could send something, that would be absolutely wonderful. If everybody watched this, sent £2, it would be absolutely fabulous. Now, we're all in the room and we can see your fantastic merch over there, some of which has disappeared already, but I do have promises for money for it. Okay. People who aren't here, where can they buy your CD and pen and beer mat?
That's right. It's a kit.
A kit.
They are available individually, but yeah, it's very, very exclusive. The only place you can buy it at all is Bandcamp. My Bandcamp page. There's a kit. It's not just a CD, because people keep saying these days, well, I don't actually have a CD player anymore. So I've got other stuff to make them feel included. So there are CDs. Every pack comes with a CD and a coaster. So you get something for your lugs, something for your mugs, and then there's a postcard and a pen, so you can write to someone, say you missed their face and they owe you a pint. So that's it. And that's my Bandcamp page is the only place.
Great. Thank you. Anna Massie, everybody.
You'll sing again, yes. Surely. This is a song written by a guy who was a big part of Blazing and Bewley that I mentioned earlier on. He was a Geordie trombonist. Go on. And it's a roundabout story how he ended up involved in folk music at all, because he was a Geordie jazz trombonist who had been in Elton John's band, like in the proper hedonistic 70s big mad world tours. Rick Taylor had played the trombone for Elton John, and then he'd played at Live Aid as well with 2 or 3 bands. He wasn't sure. I think it was a large day in the backstage tent that day, but he was involved in the London pop music recording session scene, and it was either the Spice Girls or Robbie Williams, but a session for one of those guys just did for him, and he emigrated to the Isle of Skye after that. He had just had it. He left London and he settled in the south end of Skye, where he discovered folk music. He discovered a love for Scottish folk music, and it was really reciprocated. He was a fantastic part of the scene, and about 25 years ago, the cool thing was everybody had brass sections on their albums. These days, for the last sort of 15 years, everybody's been going for string quartets, but when Rick was around, he would write amazing brass parts for things, and he came up to Blazing and Bewley and he would do the group work for us. And first of all, though, he would do Tai Chi. At 9 o'clock in the morning, he would get up and do a wee bit of Tai Chi or sort of slow playing, whatever people fancied first thing. And then he would go back to his bed and he would do group work in the afternoon. And then you would get him in the Lovett bar about 4:30, 5 o'clock with a quadruple gin and tonic, which I didn't think was possible. But he'd have a large gin and tonic and he would regale us with tales of his life on the road, which was brilliant. He was marvellous company. I never saw Rick in anything other than tartan pyjama bottoms. Like, he was a firm, strong believer in the leisure pant. And even, we played a gig at the Brandenburg Gate in Berlin, and it was like a big European anniversary thing. There was Rick in his jammas. Just comfort. Comfort was key. And he had an amazing way of getting music into and out of people. He just had this belief that everybody could take part in whatever ensemble. And the fantastic thing was there would be 120 people in this group work thing, and each of them believed that their part was the thing that was holding it all together, because he had just filled them with such confidence in what they were doing. He was a fantastic guy, and he sadly died a few years ago. I think just 6 years ago Rick passed away. But he was an absolute kind of legend of the scene, and I know he would be delighted to think that people were still sort of joining in with his music. That's not to guilt trip you into it. It's just to say every time I do this song, I can imagine him just going, "Yeah, man," because I never actually saw his eyes fully open. He was some fella. But there are a few bits. You seem like a very capable, very talented, musically literate and intelligent audience, even as particularly the people at home who you don't even have to worry about anybody listening or hearing you. Like, it's fine. So there are a couple of things for you to go for here. The first is the chorus, which just goes, "So I don't want anything from you, dear, anything from you." Try that. "So I don't want anything from you, dear, anything from you." Magic. The next bit is not even lyrics. It's just a little melody line that we're going to sing together, which goes da 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 dum, ba da da da. Try that. Da 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 dum, ba da da da. Lovely. Now the third bit, which is really going to test your musicality, but we've got it covered, it's not even a concern, is that you're going to sing that line, but with the mouth trumpet, which is exactly what you're worried that it might be. You're going to just make your mouth sound like a trumpet. And I don't know, what's the local rivalry here? Like, do you have a rivalry with Broadstairs or with Ramsgate? Like, who do you have beef with? No? You all just get on very well, do you? Planet Thanet, it's where peace reigns. Okay. Well, for the case of this, and that's great, you can take against Dingwall, which is the local rivalry where I'm from. And then in order to make the sort of mouth trumpet happen, you purse your lips and tense up like someone from Dingwall getting asked to get a rounding. That's it. And you kind of make your throat go a bit tight like that, and you purse your lips and make that noise. It's so lovely. Sounds really good. Sounds really good. I'm worried that the people at home can't hear just how good you people in here sound. And I'm worried that you all think that you don't sound good or that you look silly, and neither of those things are true. You look fantastic and you sound superb. So let's just try it one more time. Find your embouchure, find your note. Last night in Pontyclun in Wales, there was a lady started up there. She had like a mouth cornet or something going on. That's where we'll start. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm learning to hide, I'm often mistaken, as life rushes over in waves. Not torn up or burned out, just terribly shaken, and I know I need to be brave. I rise before dawn, I'm always alone, the day will be old and too long. I'll dress up in blues, wear my favourite brown shoes, and walk on the right side of wrong. So I don't want anything from you, dear, anything from you. Da 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 ba da 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 ba da da. You honeyed your lies with the sweetest of kisses. You promised that you would return. I for a while. As I watched the high passes for many's a season, there was never a trace of your smile. So I don't want anything from you, dear, anything from you. Da 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 ba da 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 ba da da I've taken to drink like fish to the table. I've bolted the door to my heart. I'll drain my well dry, no more will I cry. It's peaceful here under the stars. So I won't ever fall, I won't heed the call. The sirens can all become mute. My emotions are bruised and yes, I'm confused, while my soul bears the mark of your boot. So I don't want anything from you, dear, anything from you. Anything from you. Anything from you. Lovely. I'm going to swap instruments now. Costume change. This is a tenor guitar. It's just a bit smaller. It's only got 4 strings and it's a wee bit smaller body. It's not that I've stepped further back. It is smaller. I've been putting wee videos up on my social medias every day on this tour because this is the first time I've ever done a tour by myself. And like I've done solo gigs before, but this is the first time that I'm just in the car alone, and I'm in charge of everything. Like I ate every single meal outside the other day because nobody else was in charge of where we went for dinner. And I've listened to a lot of British Scandal podcasts. If any of you have got any top podcast recommendations, I'd like to hear them. But also I've been sitting around by myself. Normally I've been going out doing gigs with bands for like 20 odd years, and that's always loads of crack. And now I'm by myself. And there's a lot of, like, the first time I went out and did solo gigs, I spent a fortune on Amazon, because that's all I was doing was just scrolling and buying things on the internet in the dressing room by myself. And I got home from gigs and was like, what's all this cardboard doing here? And so this time I've decided that I'll spend my time a little bit more productively in the daytime. And so I've been filming little bits of my warm-up every day and putting them on the internet. And this is, I played the tenor guitar on this morning's video, and people hadn't seen it before. So it's tuned G, D, A, E, and it's just wee. That's it. I haven't actually filmed a video this afternoon because rather than practicing, I went for a wander around lovely Margate. And I went down, Chris told me that you've got the trendiest street on the planet here or something like that. So I went for a walk down the main street and felt way too uncool for it. So then I went down towards the beach. And I've got this homing device because about 4 years ago I took up lawn bowls. And I love it. I love it so very much. It's a great game. And then I found myself at the Walpole Bay Bowling Green this afternoon, where they've just started their season, same as my club up the road. And I went along and asked if I could just sit and watch. And they were very welcoming. They didn't let me play because I only had my big boots on. but they were very lovely. And I sat with my face in the sun and my shoulders in the stiff North Sea breeze. I was really very, very sort of conflicted by it all, but it was lovely. So I haven't actually filmed a video for today yet. But luckily, there's plenty video footage happening now anyway. But this is a tune that I learnt from Chris Drever, the fantastic guitarist and singer-songwriter. It's a tune called Mickey Fins. I'm aware we've got a raffle coming up. I'll do you one more before the raffle. It's a big deal, the raffle up at home. These are the... Oh, sorry, hang on. Definitely fixed it. These are a couple of tunes I wrote for friends from home. The first is for a bandmate, a good friend of mine, Lauren McCall. I play in a fiddle quartet called Rant with Lauren, and she is a great musician. We grew up 100 yards apart from each other in the same village. We went to the same school forever, but we were 2 years apart, so we did not speak. Because you just don't. Oh, Heavens, no. And then I found myself in Glasgow, and Lauren was in Glasgow, and we started playing together, and it turned out I had been missing lovely crack and music for many years by not having spoken to her in school. So she's a very dear friend now, and this first tune is one that I wrote for her wedding when she married fellow musician Ewan McPherson, who's in a great trio called Salthouse. They got engaged in early lockdown, and they had to keep moving the wedding back and back and back. And so the tune is called Worth the Wait. And the second tune is one that I wrote for a lady from Rosemarkie, which is the next village along from Fortrose. Her partner commissioned me to write this for her 60th birthday a few years ago. She's a really inspiring lady. She is an ultra marathon runner, and she ran 64 miles on her 64th birthday. She did this in Cuthbert's Way up in Northumberland. She swims in the Murray Firth every day. She lives on the beach at Rosemarkie, and she's in the sea every single day. And she's a bat conservationist. And she's known locally as Batty Ann. So this is Worth the Wait and Batty Ann.
Gemma Carnell. Whoa, you want
Go on, Gemma.
You want a CD? Amazing. And Sylvia Luciana. You won a toilet roll. One more song from Anna now before. Sorry, I did that off mic. That was really poor. Yes. One more song from Anna before the break or the end, depending on whether you're here or there.
So, one more song, and then everyone at home can go and put a drain on the national grid, put your kettle on, and that'll be you, like the adverts of Coronation Street. And everyone here can go to the bar. Great. Or come and say hello over at the merchandise table. I'll be over there. This last song now it's a song that was written by Dougie MacLean. Now, if you're at a folk gig, the chances are you know about Dougie MacLean. He is the man that invented homesickness. He wrote Caledonia and ruined holidays for Scots forever. That is highly dangerous material. Even if you're on your way to the airport, if you hear Caledonia, you just have to go home immediately. There's no point leaving. I am far from home and I'm not going near Caledonia this evening, but I'll do another one of Dougie's songs. And it's a song that I don't think he's ever recorded it. It was recorded by a lady called Frida Morrison. She put it on an LP called Troubled Fields back in the 80s. We had the vinyl when I was a kid. And it's a song that I've not been sure about whether it's a good idea to sing it or not. I wasn't sure whether to put it in the set list or not, because it's a song of hope. It's a really hopeful song. It's got a really positive message. And I had been kind of battling about this for quite a while, thinking it maybe just seems a bit too naive. You know, it feels like maybe is it just a bit too green to sing this. And then I thought, well, do we not just need a wee bit of optimism? So we're going to do this one. And it's called It'll All Come Clear. And your bit in the chorus goes, hold on to me and I'll hold on to you. And it'll all come clear. In the end, it'll all come clear. They say that hope's an elusive thing, flits in and out of view. But I believe and anticipate. Hold on to me, and I'll hold on to you. And it'll all come clear. In the end, it'll all come clear. It'll all come clear. In the end, it'll all come clear. They say that friendship's a foolish thing. It's never tried and true. But my friends, you mean everything. Hold on to me, and I'll hold on to you. And it'll all come clear. In the end, it'll all come clear. It'll all come clear. In the end, it'll all come clear. They say that love is a fragile thing, cuts deep when first it's new. But love can make the mountains ring. Hold on to me, and I'll hold on to you. And it'll all come clear. In the end, it'll all come clear. It'll all come clear. In the end, it'll all come clear. They say that peace is a hopeless thing, no matter what we do. But they've never heard all the people sing, hold on to me, and I'll hold on to you. And it'll all come clear, in the end it'll all come clear. It'll all come clear, in the end it'll all come clear. It'll all come clear, in the end it'll all come clear. In the end it'll all come clear. Thank you very much. See you soon.
Anna Massie! Yay! Fantastic. So, Anna, just to let you what kind of place you're playing at, we had in the live chat, we had a shout out to Colette O'Leary and sitting in the audience.
Go on, Colette.
Yes. From Tobiah. I don't know how she knows you're here. Yeah, you're being stalked. Yeah. Colette's actually played here. She's a fantastic accordion player. Yes. So there you go. Yeah.
Fabulous.
Yep. They also talked about you.
Oh, did
Yes,
they?
Yeah. So, for the people at home, can I please thank Nick on the door, Roger doing the filming, John doing the fantastic sound, Phil on the cameras, Lizzie in Galashiels, where it's so warm they've had to go and stand in the river, and we don't hate them for it at all. And on the bar in Una's Pinny, because Una is watching from the car coming home from Yorkshire, is we've got G and we've got Sue, my sister. Way! Fantastic. So next week we've got another Anna Weston and Hughie Gavin. We hope we've got Hughie Gavin. It'll be the day after his paternity leave, but yeah, we'll see. I'm sure we will. And then we've got 2 weeks break to make you hungry for a bit more live music, because then we've got Granny's Attic round the corner in Ark. So please book for that, because we need to fill it. We've got a break because Paul Hutchinson chose to have a hip replaced rather than play here.
Slacker.
I know. Yeah, I know. Yeah. Then on May the 15th, after Granny's Attic, which you will all be at, obviously, we've got Catherine McClellan and Lucy Farrell, which will be wonderful. May the 29th, Jack Badcock. And then on June the 5th, it's going to be quite an interesting evening here, because we've got Edwina Hayes. Have we got any Edwina Hayes fans in this evening? Yeah? She's good, and it's her birthday and it's my birthday, so it might be quite an interesting evening. Yeah. So, anyway, next week, I hope you'll be here for Anna Weston and Hughie Gavin. And it remains for me to thank Anna Weston for the... Anna Massie. You know, I nearly did it, didn't I? I nearly got to the end without making a mistake. Wait till you hear what I call myself. Anna Massie, for the people at home, say thank you. Yeah. This is Rosalind Court, and my name is Morag Butler. Hey! I did it! See you next week. Thank you.